In today's world, many people feel not good enough due to pressure from society and social media. Like on social media, people depict their achievements and how they live or their status kind of pics. Uh, like they kind of show off, but also they also show it to us that this is how they live. So seeing that sometimes lead to, as teenagers and young adults, we sometimes compare and compare their achievement to our achievements, and that could also compare our self-worth and sometimes also self-doubt. Because of that, how do we cope up with the feeling of insecurity, of not being good enough, not being like how they are supposed to be?
Honestly, Neha, this is a question that is rightly required to be addressed today. The current age, if we see, is an age of instant results. The 2 minute today is not just the responsibility of Maggie now. You have fast food for fulfilling immediate hunger. You do not wait to chew each bite. And then with the meal come the complimentary fries and the cold drink. So you do not have to wait for the brain to realize that the food that you have just had is sufficient. In the process, you end up overfilling your stomach. Then look at the next scene. You post a pic on Insta. You get immediate responses. You do not have to wait to meet in person to get real responses. You're in trouble or need to speak to anyone, you have a mobile. You do not have to wait for anything. You can even book a cab or even pre-book it from the comfort of your home. You can get traffic update, everything instantly. Now, what happens is when there are challenges in life, mind strategizes and tries to help our brain and body to realize the strategy. In complex situations, mind has to think through. You must have heard mind is chanchal, hyperactive. The more it gets challenges, the more it stays occupied and the hyper energy gets spent, thus making it healthy and happy. However, when there are no challenges, the hyperactive mind, like a hyperactive kid, starts demanding attention in the same manner that a kid demands attention. It's a natural tendency of a child to want attention when there is nothing to do. Similarly, for the mind, when there is nothing to do, negativity and self doubt start creeping in. It starts doubting everything. Um Insecurity creeps in, and the only solution is to change the lifestyle. Instead of fast food, eat food that forces you to chew slowly, literally, to give food for thought, the mind. Detox yourself from social media. The dopamine will automatically reduce and indirectly calm the mind. Sleep more, walk more, run more, fly less. And Viola, see the results. Like the child who suddenly starts getting attention, your mind will literally thank you. Makes sense?
Makes sense.
No, you're not convinced.
Not little more convincing. थोड़ा और depth में maybe. Um,
Okay. See what happens is कैसे होता है when uh, अभी a naughty child. Okay, if you have to handle a naughty child, even in school, that's the same thing that they do. Like my son was hyperactive, you know. So what used to happen is that teacher usko whenever she would give him something, engage him. So what happens is it was easier to tackle once they had gone to a trip to Tikujaniwadi. So she gave him the responsibility to ensure that all the children are in line and they come in the bus and they are seated and everything. And he did that so nicely that he had taken care of himself and he also helped the teacher. So this is keeping the mind engaged. This is the trick that we typically do. But when we finish off things very fast, what happened is this mind इसको कुछ काम नहीं है. That's why they say empty mind is a devil's workshop. Got it? So the best way is to keep giving work to the mind by what do you say? Reducing the speed at which the results are coming to us. Like when we are eating slowly, when we are chewing slowly, our mind is focusing on the food. When we are not having a mobile or something with us, our mind is focusing. And that's why they say, pehle families used to sit together. And our elders used to always say, khana khate waqt, just focus on the food. There's a reason. So it helps us in our digestion process. And when our digestion process is good, got it, automatically, it also leads to a good effect on the mind. So overall, our mind gets calmer. The insecurity automatically reduces. Insecurity is nothing but the ups and downs, the kind of waves that are going in the mind. So when you're calmer, it is not happening. That's what. Good enough?
I also feel that like when matlab, through my personal growth journey, I have learned that how I think that I am good enough is that what I was 6 months ago or what I was 6 years ago, I have come very far from it. And maybe at that point, I might have thought that I was maybe not good enough, or someone came first and I came second, and that was a very big deal for me back then. But right now, I feel that whatever was supposed to happen happened, and that is what has brought me here. So whenever we feel that we are not good enough, maybe 5 years down the line or 10 years down the line, we will feel that whatever we did at that point was supposed to happen, and it has brought us to where we are today.
Yes. Yes. Events are supposed to happen. How we react to it. So that is what, when we control our mind, right? When we calm down our mind starts responding to each event. Our mind is focused. Got it? So then our mind is responding to that current situation rather than thinking of something else. Got it? So that way, automatically, we become much more relaxed. Like as Anushri said, see, over a period of time, she has learned to focus on certain things. So unwanted things we ignore. So this, we need to train our mind. Got it?
I think we need to focus ourselves on ourselves first and
Yes.
not on, comparing ourselves with someone else. If you see it, that's okay, but we shouldn't compare ourselves with. We have something our own, like, something of our own goodness, or something. We have our own achievements rather than comparing someone else's achievement. Everyone
Yes.
has to go through their own path in life, and something we need to have to experience something just to learn a lesson from it. I think
Yes.
so. That is what we need to implement, and also we need to lessen our time on social media, because
Yeah.
if we spend more time on social media, we would, have all that information on our head and compare ourselves with uh with the people on social media.
Yeah.
So
Consequences, we keep
I think
we
we
keep
need to,
we keep listening, and we are not applying our mind.
yeah,
Got it?
I think we are just observing the information more, or
Yes.
the people life more, rather than, implementing changes in ourselves and in our lives daily.
Yes.
I think so. We need to
Industry.
little put a time limit on social media.
A lot of
Rather than seeing other people, we need to focus on ourselves, gain knowledge, improve ourselves.